Hello everybody, it's Connie and it's Wednesday and I am live and I have a stack of stuff. So if you're watching the replay, you know, maybe you want to just fast forward a few minutes while I chitter chat. But basically, I want to talk about free shipping day. Free shipping for 3 days. That's amazing. And free shipping is something that is like one of those things I look forward to a lot because in addition to the reward program that gives you 10% credit, you also get another 11% because you're not paying that crazy shipping fee. And we all know we hate paying for shipping if we don't have to. So it's free shipping on $75 or over, and there's been a little bit of discussion from people about, well, I don't really have $75 that I want. And I'm like, oh, come on now. You're getting this for a fairly good discount. Is there something on your wish list that maybe you'd like to add? Like the Spotlight on Nature dies. Even if you already have circle dies, these are really cool. They have like decorative edges, and I reach for them before I reach for all my other circles. I love the decorative element. What about the postage dies? Do you have those yet? Because you know I show these all the time. Any of the layering dies are really, really cool. I grabbed a couple of different ones to show you. These layering dies are the arches, and oh my gosh, so many ideas with the arches. And I think I'm gonna be using those for some cards coming up soon. This is that branching out set, and I think I could pass on the stamps just because if I go into my stash, I have a lot of greenery and branches. I don't have a branch like that. I don't actually I've been using that branch a lot, but the dies are killer. So these are great layering for cards, and these are really great for like gatefolds if you need that front piece that, you know, pops out that's decorative. This is perfect. These, you've seen me use these over and over again just by themselves without the stamps, so I thought that was worth it. Any alphabet set is amazing. I would say at this point my most used is between these two. I really like these for scrapbooking titles. I know they're upside down, sorry. And I have them on a couple of sheets because there's so many in there. This one is awesome because it is, cuts all your alphabets out all at once. Oh, gotta love it. I can't tell you about More Than Autumn more than I already have. I absolutely love it. It really is more. I love the pie and the donuts and all the little bits and pieces that you can add, especially if you're gonna buy something like the baking set or the gingerbread set, or if you're gonna be giving gift cards for coffee this year or donuts or treats. This is that traditional labels set that I talked about on my site when Heather, hello Heather, asked me for like ideas for what I would spend my money on. I have a lot of these kind of frames, and I gotta tell you, they're not great sizes. I have some from last year. I never pull them out because they're always just a little too big for the front of a card or a little too small for the message I'm using. And what I like about this is there really is, it goes from the banner, which is great, small, mediums, it has a couple of largers. So this one is a great one to pull because pretty much almost any message I use can be used with this. And I like these messages. I like the plain font. I like that it's bold, but the dies to me are the winner. Festive Friends, top on my list. I've been using it like crazy. I love it, love it, love it. I'm going to be using it more. Coming up, some of the videos I'm going to be showing, I definitely am going to be using the Snowy Delights. I think you're going to want it. I think you're going to want the dies, if nothing else. Look at the dies. They layer. They have this cool, the cool snowflakes. It does have a little tiny frame, but even better are stencils, and I just put them right in here in my pocket. They layer, and there's so many things to do with snowflakes, stencils. The only thing missing for me is the embossing folder, and I actually think I have a ton of snow embossing folders, but I really think that swirly one would look really cool with these. I haven't played with that yet. I love the Shepherd's Care. I like to make some secular cards every year, and so I definitely will be making a few of those using these. This message set is a great one for the season. I don't have heartfelt prayers as a sentiment anywhere else, even in all of my sympathies cards I went through. I have deepest sympathy, but it is not in a font that's big enough to, I have one that's like enormous that takes up like the whole, it's like long. And then I have some that are really tiny, and this one is a nice size for the front of a card where you can write a message on the inside, hugs for a good friend, and then some other messages that can be used for Christmas, like peace, love, joy. So this should be something you looked at, even if it is not on your list currently. Okay, the other thing I want to show you, one of our, at our Stampin' Up! Retreat, one of the demonstrators showed a bookbinding technique. It's an old bookbinding technique, but she tweaked it to use these these pocket cards. I can't remember the name of them, the actual name of them. Oh, Joyful Days, Memories, and More card pack. Now you get tons in here, but I am gonna show you how to make that album because we were all wowed by it. I don't know why I keep showing everything upside down. I apologize. This is one of those photo albums that's going to be a cool thing for a Christmas gift. A stocking for your mom, your aunt, your sister, whatever. It's gonna be a cool thing to make, and it doesn't take very long. So this is something that I am going to be showing, and we only used these cards and this ephemera to decorate it with. Now, you wouldn't have to use just these products, but you will need some kind of decorative thing. So if you have paper that you love, I know. Oh yes, Christy, I think you'll be happy. I love those. Those little friends. Oh my gosh. The only thing missing is a reindeer. I'm telling you, I need a reindeer. I need to put that into the Stampin' Up! Wish list. I need a reindeer to go with my Santa and my elf, right? I need it. Okay. Anyway, today I've been making cards like a maniac. First of all, I did the holiday handmade hero arts handmade holiday. Yes, that's how it is. I did that event last weekend and oh my gosh, it's so cool. I'm holding off on showing you the cards for just a little bit. And then I just got my Crop and Create holiday in the mail, and that is in November. So that's coming up. I also, I signed up Simon Says Stamp had a Tim Holtz special kit. And I just happened to be online when they announced it. And I started adding up the product because I use all the product they showed. Oh, a penguin. Ooh, that's a penguin would be good too. The only thing about the penguin is they had a lot of sets with penguins, right? But not in that style. Yeah. Ooh, they need a little add-on of a penguin and a reindeer. Gosh. Okay. We should come up with like 3 things that we need to go with it so they can come up with a mini additional set to go with it. Like a sled, a reindeer, and a penguin. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, I'll share cards. I will be sharing cards. I promise. One of all those things I've been a part of because, oh my gosh, some very cool things. But this week, right now, I want to scrapbook today. And I'm really bummed that the Traditions of Christmas paper is currently sold out. It's the paper that has all of the really cool foil. And you know why it's sold out, because it's amazing. So yeah, it's sold out. But the scrapbooking kit is still available, and it does not have the foil, but it's gorgeous. So I just need to know, I had been getting tons of requests from people who wanted me to show the entire kit, workshop kit, step by step, how to cut it, how to lay it out, and putting it together. Do you still want to see that? Would you rather see different ideas? Because, sometimes people have trouble following the instructions on paper, and it really does help to see someone put it together. You guys, let me know, message me or put in the comments what you think. I love putting it together. I'm putting it together whether I videotape it or not, right? Gosh, am I old school? Videotape? My daughter would be laughing like crazy in the background. She laughs when I say the internet. Like I found it on the internet. She thinks that's hilarious for some reason. I must be way old school. Okay, so today I'm going to be using these 3 sets. The decorative trees. Now, these are from last year, but they are still available. And I can't even tell you how much I love the messages in this set. I can honestly say that I have used these messages like crazy. And then the dies, and this tree is so fun. I have been playing around with it and making I've been making stuff for our scrapbooking layout. Sometimes making the embellishments is just like, I'll just make embellishments all day. But I've been using that gold foil paper because that Traditions of Christmas has really great gold accents, and so I thought my embellishments should have gold also. So which scrapbooking kit? I have both the Peaceful, what's it called? I have the Peaceful Days and I have the Traditions of Christmas one, and I'm making them both. So do you want to see them? That Peaceful Days one is really, really pretty. I'm surprised. I haven't pulled it out yet. Oh yeah, so gold foil. That gold foil cardstock is a great deal, you guys. It is only $5 and you get a couple of sheets. It's probably enough to get you through Christmas, just a couple of sheets of it. And if it's something else that you could tack on that doesn't cost a ton of money that you will definitely use, I promise. Let's see. So the trees, I've been cutting out of the gold foil and adding on. The other thing that I used for these trees is the, oh, it looks like I froze. Hold on. Okay, I don't know what just happened. It's like my internet froze or something. Something's glitching with Facebook. I hope you can still see me. Anyway, this is the Seasons of Elegance paper. It is still available, and I like this green with the gold to cut out some elements for our scrapbooking pages, and so I used that to cut out some of the pine. And you can see it just has like random gold on there, and I like that. And I also, so one side of the trees has gold, and I could have used that, but I decided I liked this side. It has just the mix of color on it, and I didn't have to do any blending. So that comes from the Christmas Greenery. I know I've been talking to Heather about how big these images are. Sorry, I don't have them all stuck to my magnet because I've been using them so much. But I just want to show you, this measures 4.5 inches tip to tip. That is that's a big sprig. And this one is just under that. Look at that. It's about the same size. So those are very large. And then the holly on it, it's perfect for scrapbooking. And it has berries, which is really nice. These two dies cut out the images out of the paper, or you can you know, stamp them and emboss them, which is what I did. I'll show you that in a second. And then this Keeping Traditions one is more of a scrapbooking theme kind of thing, because, although not really, it just has a lot more varying sizes of icons, of words, so that you can put those little pieces on your card or on your scrapbook layout. And again, more holly and berries. These are stamps only. Holy moly. Whew. I'm already tired of talking. Anyway, today I thought, okay, so I started messing around, of course, cutting parts and pieces, and I started to color my images for my scrapbook page, and then I thought, well, what am I doing? I think I can do this, you know, on camera and show you how I do it. So I'm just using my cubes. This is Old Olive. I'm going to put a little bit out and use my water brush. I have just a little bit of water in there. I don't want a ton of water, but I'm just going to real quick swoop over these leaves. That you could use any color you want. But Old Olive is one of the colors featured in that Traditions of Christmas set. Now, I embossed these in in a sparkly gold. I don't know how well you can see the sparkle. So when it comes to embossing powder, you really only need like a gold, a silver, a white, a black, a clear, basically 4 colors. But I'm a hoarder. I have issues. This is Mossy Meadow. I'm going to use that. It's a little darker. You can see it's just a little bit darker. So I'm going to go in the darker color, and I'm just going to tap in to those leaves in the base. And I am no artist, but I just want to give it more than one color, right? So gold embossed the whole image, yeah. So I just stamped using a wet ink, like I used my Versamark watermark pad like this. It is a very wet, sticky ink. You could use a pigment ink. You have a pigment ink pad of any color. You can use it, because when your powder sticks to it, you're going to end up covering up whatever color you use. Okay. Now, one thing I like to do, sometimes like I just did an all over wash of red. Sometimes I'll go in with a darker red then and do it again with the darker color of red. Get that green off of there. And I'll just start at the center and kind of go around the leaves. And I'm not too careful about this. I just go at the base and go out. I just want to give it a little more dimension. Now, if you look at the flower closely, you can see some of the leaves or petals are really under there, and they would be really dark. They wouldn't be catching any light, right? And those probably should be a little darker. And so sometimes I'll go in and make those all dark like that. But even ink like this has a tendency to kind of dry back. It kind of lightens as it dries. And sometimes I'll take watercolor pencils or something after it and just add even more, like a little more. So like this is pale pink blend. This is pink, not red. But if I want to just darken up some of those areas, just a little more than all the layers of paint that it would take, or ink with water that it would take, sometimes I'll just dab a little extra color on with a marker. So there's that. I hope you can see it. And so, yeah, and you could use red. What I found with the red is that it's very bold. And here I have this cool watercolor kind of look to my flowers. And then when I added red, it's like, whoa, I need to back it off a little. And even the lightest color of red seemed like it was a lot. Okay, so for example, let me see if I have my red out. I do. If I take my lightest color of red and I want to color these flowers right here, look how dark that is. It's gorgeous, but it is really nice to have a contrast from my watercolored flower. So I like how it looks different. It just makes the whole thing look different. And I'm not doing anything special here. I'm just coloring it in. Now, one thing about embossing powder, when you do heat embossing, it gives you like a little edge that you bump against. That's why watercolor is so fun with that. And so sometimes with your marker, you'll feel you're almost scrubbing against the embossing powder, if that makes sense, right? Okay, I had to take a drink of coffee, sorry. Haven't had my coffee yet today, and you know, I shoot for several cups per day. All right. I'm just going to use my ice gray blend. I want these flowers to be white, but they look so flat. And so I am just going to take my ice gray and I'm going to give them a little bit of shading around the base of each petal. I hope you can see that. Let's see if I move it closer. It's hard to color up in the air. Just saying, it's hard, but okay. I could zoom in, but messing with my camera. Don't want to make you sick. Now, the other thing that I could do is I could make these pine boughs really dark, but I'm going to hold off on that because I'm going to use these on my scrapbook pages, and I really like all of the little things that I made for the pages. Look how cool that looks cut in gold. Woo! I love it. Okay, so today I thought, okay, I was gonna get out all my Christmas pictures from the past, but you know, I go back in and I take my naked layouts, that's what I call these, that do not have photos on them. I call them naked layouts, and I feel like scrapbooking is a different arts and crafts thing as opposed to memory keeping, when you get out your photos and tell your stories and put them down. So I do them separately. I like to make my layouts kind of naked and ready for pictures. And then every now and then I just get hundreds of pictures printed and I just lay out all these layouts and I just do pages and pages and tell the stories. I just think it's really fun. Regular or ultrafine? Okay. Let's just put to rest this embossing thing. Let me show you. Okay, here's what I've got. Now, you have to understand that I'm a hoarder, okay? I have the Stampin' Up gold, which is absolutely beautiful. I also found it at Daisy Lane for $1, so I have 2 of them. Because I bought one and then I found somebody was selling it. I'm like, how crazy are they? They're crazy. I have the old, this was made by Ranger and it's called Princess Gold. It's my favorite gold ever. It's more of a, wow. It's a brighter gold than the Stampin' Up gold. The Wow gold is more of a deep, dark, rich gold. All right, hold on. Why am I having trouble? I only have trouble with lids and things like that when I'm on camera. And then I have, of course, the silver, the polished silver. This is a perfect silver. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have the one that Stampin' Up sells, and I have the ultrafine, because I find that for the teeny tiny fonts that are on a lot of the stamp sets, sometimes the ultra fine is nicer. I also have, of course, the white. I have both regular and ultra fine, and I don't find that either of them works better or worse. They're amazing, both of them. I also have, I wanted to try the Brutus Monroe black because everyone talked about how amazing it was. I think it's the same as all my other blacks that I have. I have several, but you don't need black embossing powder. All you need is clear ink or a black pigment ink. And then you use clear powder on it. I have a lot of clears. I have like a super fine, which is what I would recommend. Detail clear. If I was going to buy clear, that's what I would buy. Detail clear. It's like a super fine powder. And they have, Wow has the ultra high gloss. They have the regular. They have the super fine. It's all good. So those are my basic colors. And then over the years, I have collected insane amounts of embossing powder. Close to my heart used to sell it in all the colors. And I guarantee if I tried to use these, some of them would probably not be any good anymore. But because, you know, gosh, some of these are, you know, 25 years old. But a lot of them do work. I remember buying this one at a garage sale. It's a detail clear. Obviously, if you guys need to try one, you just need to call me. I have Stampin' Bond, which makes sticky, so you can put foil over it. I have it all. I love the ones that have sparkle inside. This is a tinsel. The problem with the tinsel ones, and that is what I used today, it was the metallic gold sparkle. The problem is it's like embossing powder and then it's got glitter in it. And so when you emboss with it, the glitter, you know, the hell child of the craft world, goes everywhere. And the powder will stick, but you'll see glitter everywhere. And if you look at my desk right now, you probably can't see it on camera, but I have glitter everywhere because I've been playing with that that glitter embossing powder. After it's on, you can flick it and there's no more glitter coming off of it. So I don't care about using that on my scrapbook pages, but seriously, glitter. So I don't use the glitter very often, but I really love how that looks. That's the tinsel kind. Is that more than you wanted to know? For red, I used the pale pink shades. The pale pink shades, about the mid-tone, the second. And then I also used the light color of the red. And then, okay. So I just want to put together this base page. Now, for me, I absolutely love that they added the Secret Sea blue color to this kit. This paper is just gorgeous, right? But I am kind of, I kind of like black. And you know, this paper is called Modern Christmas. And it's got a lot of black and white and gold tones to it. And it obviously needs to be added to a color in most cases. I mean, black and white is great, but it's so non-traditional. If you add it with red and green, it makes it a lot more traditional, right? And the back sides of it are so cool. I mean, look at those trees. They're so pretty. I love them. And I am going to make a batch of Christmas cards using these. But first I had to grab out my favorite paper, which is Fa La 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 La. This is the front. I think I cut it like that. Front. And then the back, I'm not as crazy about because it's like too modern for me. I don't know why. I don't love it. It's like mistletoe in gold and black and white. And I know you could ink blend, you could color this in, but why when this side is so amazing? Fa La 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 is a great, it's great for this page. So here's my plan. I want to put this kind of across the center like that. And I want to put I love it with the red. I should just spend one whole day embossing every image that I have so that you guys can see all the different colors of powder and all the different things that I have. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. I can't believe how much I own. I wish you lived closer. You could just come over. We could play with embossing all day. It's just so stunning to see embossing. But honestly, the only thing you need is pigment, inks, any color that you have in pigment colored ink. You know how you can buy those little cat eye or I don't know, gosh, there's tons of pigment inks out there. But if you buy it in a color, you just put clear embossing powder over it. It's perfect. So you need white, gold, silver, and clear. Okay. And Stampin' Up has the white, gold, and silver in a pack already in a great brand. That Wow brand is one of my favorite brands of embossing powder ever. It's very popular. And so, yeah, love it. Gosh, I love it. Okay, so here's my sort of plan. I wanted some white because that's a lot, right? And then I have this corner chomper and it cuts 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to chomp the corner of each side of this red. I have this red in no rhyme or reason in terms of how it's laid out. I could do it green. I like the red. These are cut 11 inches long, and this is about 3 inches wide. And then this piece is 11 inches long, and it is 6 inches because I just chopped a piece in half. Okay, yeah, it's a basic page, right? So I'm going to start with the red. Uh-oh, I'm almost out of adhesive. Of course I am, because I'm going live. Why didn't I check that before I started? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What else can we talk about while I do this? I'm going to get myself some new adhesive here. I am getting ready to take my purged items to Daisy Lane. And I realized I had an extra ATG gun that I have not used. I got it, I have it new, and I never have used it. And I went online because I love this so much. This one is really old, okay? It's really old. But I decided that I was going to sell my old one. I started looking it up online. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. They were they don't make them anymore, and people still want them. And so they are going for crazy amounts of money. I just can't get over that. It made me think, well, maybe I need to keep it. I don't know why, but anyway, wow, it shocked me. And you can still get refills for it, obviously. I do. I just was surprised. So if anybody needs an ATG gun, before this weekend messaged me. I saw them, some of them on eBay are going for some crazy, I don't know. Like, I think I put 35 on mine with 2 refills or something. I'm just gonna adhere everything because I like to take that risk of, I have like a little piece of paper on there. Whenever I have all this adhesive exposed like this, I always feel like I'm riding the ragged edge of disaster. You just never know what's going to happen. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to make it approximately 1 inch from the top, and I want this one to be even with it. Wherever I put it, I'm going to put it even, right? And I want the corner that's rounded up in the left-hand side. So I'm just going to butt those together and close enough, right? So, and then my fa la la, it is directional. Make sure it's not upside down. It will show. I am just going to put that along the edge and along the red. Just like this. All right. Now, I know that this is a kind of a basic page, but what I really like about it is that you could use this with any paper pack. It'll look amazing. It'll look amazing. I cut a couple of strips of green to put, and you could put them down at the bottom or up at the top, but I'm going to put them at the top. And I obviously made them, didn't cut them down to 11 inches. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to just run a strip of glue to there, and I am going to lay this down and butt this up to that edge, and it's going to hang over a little bit on the edge. Okay, right there. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. What's everybody doing today? I tell you what, it is cool out today, and it's fall. The trees are finally changing color, and I came in and I dimmed the lights and I lit a candle, and I've just been kind of cleaning up things around my craft room and making some space for some projects that I have coming up. All right, so there's that. Now, here's the thing. I want 4 photos on here that go here, 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 and here. Now, I could use photo placeholders. I could put them like this, right? I could make them different directions. But I like the idea of all horizontal photos. Looks like I need to chop that. Hold on just a sec. I've got to clean off my table just a little because I loaded my cutter up with papers and things that I'm going to use. Okay. I didn't need to cut that. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, so if I'm going to do 2 6-inch photos, it would go all the way to the edge. I would not have needed to cut that. So my photos will hang over all the way to the edge like this. Do you see that? I think I have more of these photo placeholders. So it'll go like that. It'll go all the way from the center to the edge. And I want to make it so my fa la la shows. And if I cut my photos down a little bit, they'll have a white border because of that 12 by 4-inch long piece that I have underneath of them. So that's that. Easy enough, right? Now, though, I'm ready to decorate. And what I decided to do, I have all these little pieces. Normally, I really try to balance here and here and here and here, but or something going all along the top. And what I really wanted is, I really wanted to make these little trees all along the bottom. I thought this would be like a really cool thing to just have the trees bouncing around along the bottom of the page. I love the idea, but I only made 3 per page. Now we could put these in the center and just kind of, you know, make them different heights and different, you know, just like that. And it would look really cool. But of course, I am going to put them on the edge. And I'm going to, let me just put that on my, I'm going to put them over here. And they're all going to be a little different heights. And some of them will be low, some will be high. So I'm putting this one down lower. And then this one needs some foam because sorry, I should have prepped a little more. I was watching television instead of prepping for today. Is that like lazy? I don't know. I like these big foam sheets because I don't like to do like 1,000 little tiny dimensionals, and they're acid free and it makes it very sturdy on my page. All right, so I really like that. And I'm just gonna put a weight on there to glue that down. And then I'm going to do this other side. Same kind of thing. This time I'm going to put this one in the background. I really love that fa la la showing. It's so cool. And I like how this paper looks. That, put that on there for a sec. Let's put more foam on the back of this tree. And it's going to be a little bit lower so I can use this piece. So the free shipping thing, I was laughing because someone messaged me and she was like, of course they have free shipping. I just placed an order like yesterday. and I was like, same here. As soon as I've ordered a ton of stuff that I wanted, the free shipping thing came up. And it kind of cracked me up a little bit because I'm like, I don't know. But then I was thinking, gosh, I go through adhesive like water. I really need to stock up on that, right? I need to stock up. Okay, that's driving me crazy. So let me just grab some paper. Hold on. I'm gonna adhere. This is 4 inches. Now I could make it 4 1/4, but this way I can adhere it and I won't be dancing around with all of this. Let's see. All right. So where you want this is up to you. I want to be able to read fa la 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 on the top and the bottom. And so that's where I'm putting it. It'll be a little different on each page because of the way that I cut it. But I do want it to be like a continuous flow of photos, if that makes sense. Okay, now I feel better. See, not much of the black shows. You could even just cut the strips of black, save that extra black fa la 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 paper. I love it. All right, so now in the corners, I have a couple of sprigs with the gold, a couple of sprigs cut out of old olive. I have my 2 pieces that I made, and I have a piece of the gold. And I want to make a cluster here and make a cluster here, and I want my title here. So basically, I'm gonna play around just a little bit with this look, okay? And put this here. Okay, love how that looks. Let's glue some of the pieces down, and now if you don't like the fa la 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 paper, there are so many others to pick from. The trees that are in that are super cool looking. There is a black like with white trees. I've trying to describe something instead of show you. I should just show you. But I'm gonna have this overhanging my photos just a little bit, right? So no glue here because I'll tuck a photo underneath, but I do want to put a piece of foam under here. This foam is acid-free. A lot of people know this about me, but I've been scrapbooking forever. And a long time ago, I had some water damage in a room where I kept my scrapbooks, and when I went to get all of my really old scrapbooks, a lot of the adhesive had dried out over time. It's kind of like I wouldn't have necessarily looked at those scrapbooks, for a while. I didn't realize, but I had like photos and things falling off of the page onto my page protectors, and I obviously redid the pages, but it makes me paranoid about the kinds of adhesive that I'm using because I need something that'll stand the test of time. And so really pay attention to more so the strength of your glue over time than the acid free. Acid free is important with photos, but nowadays we can reprint our photos so easily compared to how we did with all of the older photos. I'm more interested in finding something that really holds. So these All of the adhesives that I've seen on Stampin' Up! Are acid-free, which is great. With the exception, I'm not sure about that little gel glue. I haven't looked at that actually to know for sure whether that one is acid-free. But it is something to keep in mind when you are scrapbooking. Okay, now before I push that down, I'm pulling out the sticker sheet. I used this Christmas one. I could stamp an image, but I love the most wonderful time of year. I love Oh What Fun, or Making Merry, and I just want that to be a part. I just want that to be my title. So I'm just gonna put that down there just like that. It looks black. It's not black. It is Secrecy, which is a dark blue. Now the other thing that I want, I cut a couple of strips of paper and I'm going to stack this out of my way just for a moment. And I want to stamp in black a couple of things. Since we have black on the page, I think this will look good in black. I'm going to stamp the word joy. This is from that Christmas set that I showed you. And I think I'm going to do magic on this one. I could do them in different colors, but I like how that looks. And then I also have some stars that I want to put around. So, I could put joy here or magic here. I like the idea of the magic being down here and the joy being up here. Nice. Tucked in just a little bit. You got to be able to read it, but part of that cluster. And the magic. That is really cool. Try to decide where I want it to be. It's a little heavy over there, but I think for balance, it needs to be over there. So I'm going to use my foam on the back. Trying to get stuff off my hands. Sorry, this stuff is so sticky. I add a little glue and I'm gonna put that here. Now, one of the things I think I might use this layout for myself is every year we go to a Christmas market and we have so much fun. I got a little bit of glue on my gold here. I'm just gonna rub that with my fingers and get that off. The other thing you could do if you have glue on your shiny gold is you can use the rub and remove eraser. This eraser takes it off really easily. But we go to this Christmas market and it's truly like, it's very magical. It really is. So I'm just using these stars as like scatter elements on my page. it adds to the whole thing, just the whole black and white. I just think it adds a little something. And I could do gold. I did cut out some gold stars. I cut a whole bunch of them out. There's part of that tree set to put on the top of the trees, but I think having a few gold stars around the page would look really nice. So I'll just put that there. Nice. And down at the bottom, I already have gold stars on the tops of the trees, so I don't think I need it as much. All right. And I think that's my page. I think that's it. I hope you like it. Let me just zoom in a little on the clusters. So I did the big gold, the 2 pine needles, the long piece from that floral greetings. I think it's called floral greeting. A sticker from the sticker sheet, some stamps. Down at the bottom, I just did some trees. I love this cluster. I think this cluster would look really good on a card. I thought about making an extra one just to show as a card. All my glue will dry clear, so won't be an issue. And it will hold, which is great. So I hope that you really like that. I love the black with it. I think it makes it look great. And the way our photos are going to be highlighted, it's just going to be perfect. So this is really cool. Now, let's just say you don't have all horizontal photos. There's nobody who says you can't put a photo anywhere on here. You can put your photos anywhere you want. So if you want a horizontal photo here and a vertical one here, you can kind of move it up like that. If you have a bunch of smaller ones, maybe you do 3 4x4s on here. You know, your choice. Maybe you have a giant 5x7 and then you tell your story here. So there's a lot. I like naked layouts like this that leave a lot of space for the kind of photos that you have and don't feel like you're penned in by the size of the strip or whatever. Just go over it. It'll look great. The sticker sheet is full of really great things. These flowers, I didn't want to add blue to my set, and I knew I was going to have I was going to do the whole workshop kit using these, so I thought, well, I'm going to have some layouts that have more blue in them, but just like this Making Merry would look really nice down here, or it could have been up here. There's ho 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 December, there's date stamps. You could all is calm, all is bright. You could put deck the halls down there. You could totally use any of these messages on this layout. It would look great. The other thing that I was kind of looking at was this is the velvet paper. It's like flocked colorful paper. It is rich and delicious. I mean, it is so gorgeous. And I thought about cutting out my poinsettias using that because I just think it would be absolutely gorgeous in that color. And then you could, you know, tuck in a few into your cluster, and it would look, I think it would look really great. But I just didn't. I just thought I'm going to use this. And right now I'm currently hoarding it, waiting for that perfect moment of what I'm going to do with that velvet paper. But oh my gosh, it's so pretty. But definitely a scrapbook layout would be gorgeous for that. Better than, you know, something that somebody might throw away. Because, you know, cards are not kept forever. And that velvety paper is so pretty. Oh, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. I went a long time ago when Close to My Heart sold this. You used to put your rubber stamps on this and heat it from the other side, and it would like, I'll try to see if it works on this paper. It impresses the image on the, I'll mess around with that later today and see if it works. That's a lot, boy, that was a weird memory that was triggered right there. Okay, I hope you love it. Chat later. See you Friday. Have a good week. Bye-bye.